Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony, here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life, and welcome back to my channel. In today's Pick a Card reading, we're going to be looking into messages from your future self 5 years from now. I just wanted to do a really positive, uplifting, fun reading with you guys. And this is something that I do for myself sometimes. I love to pull cards from my future self, and I find that these messages are usually like really uplifting. So I hope that this message today will just uplift you, and I'm asking that your future self will bring messages to you about like where they're at 5 years from now, just so you can have something to look forward to. I was asking for like positive messages, anything that will lift you up. And I also asked for like a little bit of advice for your current situation, because there is an aspect of you right now that is already in the future. You know, the past, the present, and the future are all happening at the same time. There's multiple realities that are possible around us. It's very, very interesting. And I really do feel like you have that ability to tap into your future self. Down below in the comments and also in the description, I'm going to put a link to a meditation from somebody else's channel that I love. It's called Meet Your Future Self Meditation, and it's by Stephenson. You guys know I'm always shouting out his channel. It's helped me so much. This meditation is so cool, you guys. Like, it really does allow you to tap into the energy of your future self and get messages from them. And whenever I feel a little bit lost in my life, I have come back to this meditation over and over again, and it has always given me the boost I needed. So if you feel like you need an additional boost after this reading, please go do that meditation. And if you end up doing it, come back to this reading and leave some comments and let me know. And don't forget to subscribe and like and ring the notification bell. Subscribe to Jason's channel while you're at it. I don't know him personally, but I highly recommend his channel. It has really changed my life. So what I want you to do right now is, in a second, we're going to get ready to pull cards, but I just wanted to remind you guys that I am open for readings right now. Some of you guys have been asking questions because I know my channel has been a little different lately, because I'm currently running my Manifest With Me in March series. And if you're wondering like what's going on with that, maybe you clicked on one of the videos, you still have time to join my Manifest With Me in March course. It's completely free. All you have to do is just watch the first video and get caught up on all the homework. It's okay, like if you're overwhelmed because there's so many videos, like you can skip forward a little bit. Just make sure that you do the homework. I'm teaching you guys how to manifest, and you can always save the playlist and maybe just start it next month. If you start the playlist a couple days before the new moon, then it should sync up, and you should be able to learn how to manifest with me in the moon cycle. So definitely check it out. That course, you don't have to start it now. You can always start it in the future, but I'm been obviously spending a lot of time with that lately, but I am still available for personal readings, just in case you guys are wondering. Check it out. I've got information below on how you can contact me. If you just want to chat and us pull cards, or you want to send me your questions and I record you a video reading, we can do that too. And my last announcement is that I have just launched my Pro Tarot Reader course, where I'm actually able to certify you to become a tarot reader. So if you would like to find a way to increase your income, maybe have a new full-time job, get out of the rat race and do something that's just more exciting for you, if you've always felt yourself being drawn to tarot, if you already have a tarot channel but you want to grow your business more, check it out. Information is below for that as well. I've had a couple people sign up already, and it's been really going great. So check it out. I'm so excited to have released that. So I want you to take some deep breaths now, ground your energy, and we are going to choose a card here. These are messages from your future self 5 years from now. So you can choose number 1, number 2, or number 3. Once you have chosen, head down below to the comments or description where the timestamps are posted, and I will see you in a minute for your reading. For those of you guys who chose number 1, what does your future self 5 years from now want you to know? And these first two cards are basically like where your future self is at 5 years from now, what's going on around you. And these cards are like more messages about that and anything else that your future self wants you to know about your current situation right now. Okay, so I love to see the Empress card for you. Your future self is telling you, hey, you might be surprised that 5 years from now, for your job and the way that you spend like a huge part of your life, so this could be your career path or just what you're doing with your daily life, you're actually doing something very creative. So you are definitely a creative person. If you're not already working in a creative industry, if you are feeling a little bit lost with like, what direction do I want to go in with my career? Like, what's my purpose? Your future self wants you to know that you are working in an industry that's really, really creative and that you're feeling really fulfilled. So 5 years from now, people definitely know you and are coming to you, perhaps ordering things from you, or they see you as somebody who is like a leader in a creative industry. So this could be that you have your own company, or you're like the boss or the CEO of some type of creative company or a team leader. It's also possible that you're creating things, actually working with your hands, and maybe you're selling these items. I'm getting messages from your future self that you just feel really fulfilled, like that you get to make your own schedule, that you get to work when you want to. And this is because of the flexibility of this type of work. Even if you are working for like a company, I feel like you're high up enough to where you're able to have a lot of control over like when you come into work, when you take your time off, like you're able to delegate to people underneath you. And that's something else I'm getting, is that you might have people that are working for you. Let's say you have your own company. You might have people that are like packaging items for you and sending them out. You might have somebody who's doing like the marketing for you. So if you're feeling really overwhelmed right now with some type of creative job you have or project that you've started and you feel like you're starting from the bottom, 5 years from now, you've made it to the top and you're delegating and you have a lot of free time. So you're just able to really be that connoisseur of ideas. You're able to come up with these big ideas and you have everything you need to make it happen. You have all the tools, the materials, and supplies. You've gotten really, really good at it. So people know your name. They see you as the Empress. They see you as somebody who's really creative. And I even get this little rainbow around here. It's almost like a circle. To me, this is obviously a message of harmony and peace in this work that you do, but I also think it's a sign of like full circle, because I feel like you started your path out and exploring when you were younger, maybe a teenager or early adolescent. You started off as an artist. You started off like really being into these type of things, but then in order to provide for yourself and in order to keep that roof over your head, food on your table, or maybe because of certain expectations, you had to move more into the corporate world, or you had to maybe study something that was a little bit different. But I feel like 5 years from now, you put all these things together, you've put all your experience together, and you've actually come back to some of your original ideas that you left behind a long time ago. So let's say that you started off as somebody who was like doing a lot of painting, but then you ended up getting really into like graphic design, and then you ended up working in the corporate world and doing marketing or something. It seems like you've kind of come back to the original thing, the painting or whatever it was. Like you came back to it, but now it's like your business or your company, or you're working in an industry that's just more aligned. But all these experiences you got along the way, even if you had to go work a job that was just didn't seem like it was related at all, even if you feel like you got off the path, it feels like, you know, you were on the path the whole time. So 5 years from now, you're actually able to take all of this knowledge and all of this experience and apply it, and it just feels so right. You're looking back and you're not feeling like a late bloomer or like somebody who just, effed around for years or just didn't know what they wanted. You're realizing that like you knew what you wanted all along. Like maybe you lost touch with it there for a while, but it's because you just really needed certain knowledge and certain experiences, but you've applied it. So your future self is like, yes, you are the Empress. And, this is somebody who is known for being an incredible artist. And art is it could be something different for everybody. I know there's a lot of people doing this reading right now. It's more of a general reading, but be open-minded, because maybe you're looking at this and you're like, oh, this doesn't make sense. I'm not very artistic, but you don't necessarily have to be really like great at making something. It could just be your ideas. Like, because I do see something here about the leadership, like you are a leader. And so it's beautiful. And I love how we got the High Priestess card. I asked, like, is there anything positive that your future self can tell you about where you're at 5 years from now? And you have a stronger connection with your higher self, that's for sure. Like, you have learned how to listen to your intuition, and it does not lead you astray. You've also learned how to have patience, because I think 5 years from now, you're looking back on your path and you're realizing that there were some things that you really, really wanted to happen overnight, but you had to take it day by day. Rome wasn't built in a day. You certainly built an empire 5 years from now, but it did need to take all that time. You realize, like, I just get this sense you're feeling really satisfied with the way everything went. You're feeling really satisfied with that. You feel good about where you're at in your life. Your future self is also really happy that you took a lot of time to carefully consider what you wanted before you took action. It could be that right now that's what you're doing. You're needing time to kind of consider what you want. You've been kind of holding back a little bit because you don't want to take action unless you're positive about it. And I feel like this is a good experience because it's something that you learned. It was challenging, but you learned not to be impulsive and not to rush into things, and that's helped you 5 years from now. You might be surprised to find out that 5 years from now, you are a lot more bold. Like, you're not afraid to speak your mind. Your confidence is really strong. When I see the Empress, it's definitely a bold, shiny energy. So you are a lot bolder in your future. People kind of know you as that person who's a little bit of a daredevil, a little bit of a rebel, not afraid to make waves, not afraid to try new things, do something different. You have a really wonderful social circle around you too. I keep getting messages about your work. I feel like you have employed some people. You've hired some people that were your friends. You've given jobs to people. You've helped others. You're working with a really great social circle. Like, the people that are around you are really incredible. It doesn't feel like work. It feels like, it just feels like a beautiful lifestyle. It's so natural. I also get this, that of course outside of work, you have some really great friends. And, you are known as like a social butterfly. You've finally figured out how to have that work-life balance, that's for sure. I get this sense that this has been a big challenge for you, and your future self 5 years from now is trying to tell you how important it is to rest, because you put so much pressure on yourself. I mean, this is even telling you, hey, like, take a couple days off from the gym every once in a while if you're just really going hard. Because I feel like you're someone that is working really hard towards your goals. Like, you are just like the Energizer Bunny. You just go, 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 and you don't stop. But 5 years from now, your future self is really in this energy of allowing, and knows that sometimes you have to make space for the universe to come in and like bring you what you've asked for. Like, you're co-creating with the universe. You don't have to do it all by yourself, and rest is so important. In fact, I feel like some of these brilliant ideas that you've had that have led to this beautiful future for you came about when you were resting. Maybe in a dream, maybe when you were on vacation, just like laying on the beach. Like, so they're telling you to rest. And I feel like you like to blow off steam with creative projects, but there's something about being still with your body that you've learned, that you've mastered, that's really helped you, and your future self really wants you to start getting into that. Helpful inside. I get this feeling this has to do with your home and your living environment. I get this feeling that you have this beautiful house in the future where you have set up little stations for yourself to work in. I get this sense that you have like an office space and maybe also like a creative room. And that's been something that's really helped, was like remodeling your space, redecorating your space, working to get yourself into a good space. Your future self is trying to tell you to make the most of the space that you're in right now, but also don't settle. Like, work to manifest the house that you want, or the apartment that you want, or the place that you really want to live, because it's going to be so worth it. And your environment is so important. It can help you or it can hurt you. But your guy, I think your your future self is trying to tell you, like, you're going to be so happy about where you live in the future. Like, you're really going to be living in a different degree of like luxury, and you're going to feel well taken care of. We do get this message about the trauma connected to a certain environment, a place that you lived, a situation you were in. This could be a work environment. Lots of messages coming about your work. But I think that your future self has finally overcome this in the future. Like, it takes time, you know? And I'm laughing because I feel this lighthearted energy around you 5 years from now, to where, yeah, maybe you think about the trauma or the things that you went through, but you do smile, you do laugh, thinking like, I have made it so far past that. I have overcome. Sometimes the best revenge is really just moving on to live the most beautiful and unbothered, happy life. I also get a message that your future self is trying to tell you to move away from toxic environments. Like, I get this message, like, it's just not worth it. I keep hearing that over and over again in my head. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Don't stay there. Go somewhere else. You know, don't just stay because it's more comfortable. I know sometimes the devil that you know is more comfortable than the devil that you don't, but your guides want you to know that this isn't going to follow you forward. Your future self wants you to know this isn't going to follow you forward. Get out of the traumatic environment, shake things up, go somewhere new, go somewhere different, take a risk. You are together with somebody in the future. I do sense a really beautiful relationship around you. It just feels so loving, so adoring. I see them living with you in this wonderful house. They seem to be really artistic as well. There's a lot of support coming from them. I see financial support, but I also see that they're around the house a lot. I don't know if they work from home, but they're really taking good care of you, because you like are running an empire over here, and this person is like your partner. It might be that you started a business together, that they're helping you with it. They just seem like such a sweetheart, and like your best friend too. It's like the best friend that's your lover. You guys are just, attached at the hip. It's such a beautiful energy. I don't know if this message is for everybody. Some of you guys right now are dealing with like maybe a recent breakup, or there's somebody in your life that's just been really hot and cold with you, and your future self is trying to tell you to let that person go. They're saying that they've betrayed you and that it's unrequited love, meaning unfortunately they just might not be able to return those feelings, or they may not be able to give you the love that you're seeking. They're telling you to move on because this person over here is so worth it, and if they're not already around you, they're coming in your life soon. So your future self just wants you to know that you have so much going for you. And even though you might not be able to see it, the path that you're on now really is going to lead to what you want, and you are so close. I'd say the most important message from all of this that I just really felt coming through from your future self was this rest card. They're telling you stop trying to accomplish too much in one day. You don't have to put so much stress on your back. You don't have to take on all the energy of all the people that you're involved with right now, to really just insulate yourself from that, put up the healthy boundaries, and let your body be still. So I hope that helps you. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I haven't done a reading like this in forever, and I want to know if it resonates with you. And I will see you next time. Peace out. For those of you guys who choose number 2, we've got some messages from your future self 5 years from now. And these 2 cards, I was just asking, like, this is the main card that's going to tell you like where you're at 5 years from now. Then I asked for like some additional positive messages, anything you need to know about your future. And then over here are some clarifiers and also anything your future self wants you to know about your current situation. So we're just opening up this little window, this little time for your future self to connect here with you. I do believe that you were guided to choose this for a reason. So, we got the 2 of Wands here. This is pretty fascinating. So, this is a message that your future self is feeling very, very accomplished. It's like 5 years from now, you're able to look down on everything that you have accomplished, and you're feeling like really confident about it. You're feeling like you have gotten to this beautiful place, but I feel like it's another crossroads for you to where you're able to plan like the next big dream. I feel like whatever cycle you're currently in, whatever your current dreams and goals are, you will accomplish them definitely by 5 years from now. And you will have spent some time reaping those rewards and reaping those benefits. And then it's kind of time for like the next thing. So I get this sense like you have accomplished a lot of things that you wanted a lot sooner than you thought. And I also feel like this is a message that you could be like, you can't ignore the fact that this person is in this beautiful tower and that you see this gorgeous, scenery or landscape around them. If you have a dream in particular to live by the beach or live by the ocean or the sea, you have definitely accomplished that 5 years from now. Like, it's your own place. It might even be up on a hill like this. You have a view. Definitely, I see that. And then over here, we see these clouds that are parting. I feel like your mental health is one of the biggest accomplishments that you've had. Like, your future self 5 years from now is telling me that your outlook on life, your perception, and your sense of like harmony and peace is so much different. And I'm getting this message that a lot of that has actually come about through your physical health. There has been some type of transformation with your physical health. For some reason, when I'm looking at this person, I'm just really focused on like these biceps here, these triceps, like the strength. I get this sense that you have gone through some type of physical glow up, that you have really worked on healthy eating, like you've detoxed the crap out of your body and you're strong. Maybe you've worked with the personal trainer, or you've hit the gym a lot, or you found that you just love to go on long walks every day with your dog, or you've been doing Pilates, yoga, something like that. But it just seems like you have made some lifestyle changes to where you're really making your body and your physical health, exercise, and healthy eating a huge priority for yourself. And I feel like that has transformed your whole life, because you got to think about it. Our bodies are so holistic. A lot of times when I have clients that are like really wanting to make a change in their life, I'll ask them, pick one area of your life. You work on that, it's going to translate to the others. So for instance, if you decide to work on your spiritual health and like really work more on maybe deep breathing, yoga, meditation, connecting more with your spirit guides, your ancestors, or your higher self, setting intentions, working on manifesting, law of attraction, prayer, anything that's going to help you really work on the spiritual energy and feeling in harmony with yourself. Usually that's going to lead you to get healthier in the body. It'll lead you to, manifest some cool things into your reality, make some changes. And likewise, if you decide to focus a lot of energy on your body, healthy eating, working on balancing the gut health, getting good sleep, hydrating, getting sunshine, getting out in nature, exercising, stretching, breathing, then, that will translate to other areas of your life as well. You'll see a huge difference in your love life. You'll see a huge difference in your career. You'll see a big difference in your finances, because through the body, when you work with the body, you can unblock chakras, you can clear energy in your aura. That can lead to a huge shift in your outer reality. So basically what I'm trying to say here is that your future self has had some type of huge physical change, and your health is looking really great, and you've manifested a lot of really cool things into your reality. And it's like, now that you've got that under control and you've manifested the things you want, you're just kind of surveying everything and thinking like, okay, what do I want next? And so it's a really great place to be, because maybe in your current situation right now, it might feel like you're going to be working towards these goals forever. Maybe you feel like there's just no end in sight, or like you're never going to get what you want, or you're never going to get healthy, or you're never going to feel better. Sometimes we just feel so stuck. And your future self is like, imagine that, within a couple of years, you're already going to have done all of these things, and you're going to have even more opportunities open up to you. I also feel like, quiet time and meditation, self-discovery, 5 years from now, you're going to be surprised at how much peace you have around you. Because I feel like one of the biggest things you're struggling with right now is you might feel like there's so many people that are just pulling at you, who need things from you. Maybe it's, the job and the kids and the friends. And because I get this sense that you're like a really kind person, you're really empathetic, and you're really involved in your community, and you love to help others, but it's like you haven't had a lot of time for yourself. And so I feel like one of your biggest desires is like, I just want to be alone. I just want quiet time for myself. I want to find that balance. And 5 years from now, you definitely have that. It's like the hermit. And I also feel like you've manifested a place to be alone, or to get away from the world. So this might be like your house or your retreat by the sea, something like that, or in nature. I just feel like, you have created sacred space around you, both within and without, and it feels amazing. So your future self wants you to know that you were able to stay faithful to your goals. You didn't give up. Because maybe that's where you're at right now. You might feel like giving up, and you're I feel like the message here, I say this a lot on my channel. It's a quote from one of my favorite artists, Banksy, but it's when you're tired, learn how to rest, not quit. And so your future self is like, no, you didn't give up. You can never give up on your dreams. You're never going to miss what's meant for you. And there's a reason that you have these desires you have, and you accomplish them. It's just in a different way, in a different timeline than you thought, maybe even sooner than you thought. Also, there is a lot of security around you 5 years from now. I mean, when you live by the beach or the sea, that's not cheap, and so I'm actually getting this message about financial security. You have made really smart decisions with your finances. By 5 years from now, there's money that's been invested, there's debts that are paid off. There have been, I actually feel like there's a person who comes into your life with a lot of money. And I try to tell people, don't try to manifest or pray or wish that there's going to be a knight in shining armor or somebody that's going to come in and pay for all your stuff. You got to take responsibility. I see you've taken responsibility, but maybe what I'm tapping into is like a partner, a marriage, a husband, a wife, partner, somebody who has come in and has brought a lot of resources in. And this could also be an inheritance, because I do get this feeling like an inheritance. This could also be karmic inheritance, because for all the good deeds that you do and for all the beautiful energy you put out in this world, you truly do build up your karmic storehouse of wealth and abundance. So I just get this feeling like an inheritance has come, or something has come into your life and provided a lot of financial security. And it's not like you have to slave away every single day to ensure that you keep that security. It's more of just a peaceful energy. It could even be something about retirement or early retirement, something like that. Because I don't really sense like an intense career around you 5 years from now. I get this feeling like you've hit your stride and you feel at peace and you might not be working. Or if you are, it's not a necessity. Definitely something about inheritance, wealth that's been built. And yeah, your guides are like, look, 5 years from now, you could have a lot more security than you think. Definitely got some messages from your future self, though. They're telling you to relax. Take the weight off your shoulders. They want you to believe in this reality. Like, I just keep feeling peace around you and like you don't have to work so hard anymore. So your future self really wants you to tap into that energy. Your future self is telling you, hey, don't be afraid that if you relax or you take a load off, that you're just gonna give up and like never move forward. Like you might just need to set the load down for a while and give yourself a rest. It's funny because this is the message I got in number 1. It's just kind of funny that everyone's future self is telling them to relax and rest right now. Also, there's a message about waiting. You have some big ideas, obviously. They've been accomplished for the most part 5 years from now. It's brought a lot of security into your life. You've been faithful. So your future self is telling you, though, that you don't need to do this right now, that you don't need to do it this month or next month. It's not like they're saying wait 2 years or 3 years, but they're definitely telling you to wait because right now it's more important that you touch bases with your feelings, that you clear some old or harsher energies that you've been storing in your body. Maybe that's why we're seeing that you worked with the body, and that you focus on self-care. Because in order to make it through this next leg of the journey and to establish all of this for yourself, you're going to need to cultivate some energy. And if you're already burned out, then it's not a good place to start from. So your future self is trying to give you a clue about what this time in your life is about right now. And they're telling you, don't resist it. If you need to sleep, sleep. If you need to rest, rest. You know, you don't need to be afraid that if you're not making these power moves and you're not hustling, that everything's gonna fall apart. You've got time. So that's why your future self is telling you to relax and wait and focus more on your self-care. And, you know, maybe right now there's a lot of feelings coming up and it's really uncomfortable, which might be why you're worried about your future or you're worried about what's going to happen next. But the only way through this situation is just to be present with yourself. Your presence is always the answer. And it seems like your future self is trying to tell you that you really need yourself right now. Don't abandon yourself in this process. Let it take its course, and then doors will start to open all around you to create this beautiful future that's your birthright. So I hope that this message resonates with you. I haven't done a message like this in a while, so you have to let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Peace out. For those of you guys who choose number 3, let's get your message about where you are at in your future, messages from your future self 5 years from now. I intended that these cards would be like what your future self is up to, like maybe peeking into the future a little bit, positive messages. And then we've got some clarifiers over here about anything else your future self wants you to know. So let's flip these cards over and let's see what's going on here. Got a lot of cards. Okay. So first of all, these cards are so cool. So your future self 5 years from now wants you to know that there's good news about financial matters. That 5 years from now, you've actually gone into a new area of study. You've learned something new and you're implementing it into your life to draw abundance in. And it's true, there is a lot of money around you. There's a lot of abundance around you. I think this image is just so beautiful. I mean, I'm drawn to the fact that this person in the picture is wearing like these gorgeous clothes, has this like cool little thing in her hand, like cool possessions. beautiful environment and surroundings. It makes me visualize you 5 years from now, being able to take really good care of yourself financially, like having really beautiful clothing, having a gorgeous environment around you, cute little knickknacks and things, being able to decorate your home. I feel like aesthetics are really important to you. You're somebody who really loves to indulge in the finer things in life. I don't know if you have a Taurus energy in your chart. That's very Taurus or Earth energy, and this is like Earth card. But regardless, I feel like just 5 years from now, your environment and just where you're at and the way that you present yourself, you're just feeling so good. You're feeling so beautiful. You're feeling yourself, and you've truly had a transformation inside and out, and you're just shining your true energy forward. You have a lot of time to hang out with friends and to hang out with people. I just get this feeling that you have a lot of free time. Maybe that's because of this new area of study, this new job, these new finances, this new abundance that's in your life. And of course there will be challenges in your life 5 years from now, but the experiences that you've gained over the years have made it a lot easier to just kind of flow with these challenges, and you're not really resisting them as much. So I would say you have really good mental health, of course, amazing physical health, good finances in your life. But your future self is telling you that you might be surprised that you could be going back to school, or you could learn something new, or that you could be taking on a new path. So they're telling you to be open-minded because some things could shift. And it might be very unexpected. You don't need to go forcing this change, just be open to it. Next, your future self is really looking at your situation right now and knows that you are really struggling. I mean, look at this card. This card is so tough. This is the Nine of Swords. This is somebody who is really worried, like, what will people think? I feel like in your situation right now, you might be really worried about, like, what are you going to do with your life? It's like that kind of thing. And you have to remember that no one really knows. We're all just figuring it out as we go along. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to wake up one day and realize that maybe the path you've been on forever or the choices that you made are no longer in alignment. It's okay to make changes and to figure it out as you go along. You know, this is the school of life. We're all here to learn. So it might seem like everybody else has it together and their life is so orderly and so structured and they know what they want, but you know, everybody's just trying to figure this out. We all got our trials and tribulations. I think, you know, your future self does see that you have a lot of mental burdens right now, like that you feel like you're struggling with your confidence. It might be that the past is also tormenting you, because I think we all have really cringy moments from our past, things that we did or that we said as we were growing that we're really not proud of, or that were really awkward, or that were really strange. And it takes time for us to learn to send love to the past versions of ourselves, to really be kind to ourselves and realize that we were just learning and we did the best that we could with the information we had at the time. Now that you know better, you can do better moving forward. I want you to know that people probably don't remember the dumb stuff you did. And if they do for some reason, then, you know, if they're just committed to holding an old version of you in their head, or they're committed to seeing you so belittled, then that person has issues, because, you know, they're not, that's their problem, not yours. The true people that are meant to be in your life are always going to see the highest version of you, are going to forgive you, and are going to be kind and understanding and empathetic, and are going to support you and celebrate you. So it could be right now that you've been struggling with the connections in your life, and your future self wants you to know that in the future you have diversified your connections. You have new friends around you. You have new people around you who do support you, who do celebrate you, who don't make you feel like this, like you're being mocked or bullied, who aren't lower energy, gossiping, that kind of stuff. These people are really they're healthy. They're healthy. And your future self wants you to know that right now you're in the process of becoming healthier in your life. And so it's a strange time for you right now, specifically because there's a lot that's leaving your life, people, connections, old habits, and these thoughts that are coming up that are kind of tormenting you right now. It's just stuff that needs to be released, because you can't move forward to this bright, healthy, beautiful future if you keep holding the old version of you in your head. You need to love the old version of you. You need to send love to the side of you that feels awkward and insecure and less than, and know that those are valid feelings and concerns, but it's not the truth. And that's not how you have to see yourself. And that's not how you have to be. And so, you're really becoming so much healthier. And I think your future self is surprised or wants to surprise you with the fact that your life is full with a lot of adventure. If you feel like you've just been doing the same thing or living in the same place for a long time, working the same job, or it's been like Groundhog Day every day over and over again, your future self is like, hey, a lot of adventure is actually coming into your life. You've been craving adventure, you've been craving changes, and your future self is like 5 years from now, there have been some crazy changes in your life you couldn't even imagine, and there's so much adventure surrounding you, and this is actually going to happen pretty soon. So more messages from your future self. They're saying that you need to come up with a strategy, because I feel like you know what you want, or at the very least, you want to get out of this mindset, or you want to get out of this situation. You just need to make some kind of changes. Maybe even right now, work to bring more adventure into your life. So you need an approachable strategy. This means you need to work with little baby steps and not put too much on your plate. This needs to be just focusing on one thing at a time. Yeah, your future self is really just trying to get you to come up with an approachable strategy to make some changes and maybe just bring a little bit more adventure in your life, because you deserve to be happy now. You don't have to wait for your bright, happy future. It's what happens all the moments in between, and you got to find a way to bridge the gap between the you that's you right now and the you 5 years from now. So there's some hints. Your future self is like, there's a lot of abundance, there's a lot of adventure. How can you right now, learn to see their situation abundantly? How can you bring more adventure into your life? Those are some questions to ask yourself. Secretly, there has been something that you've been wanting, and it's almost like your future self is telling you, keep this a secret. Don't tell anybody about it, but just prepare. So I don't know what, this might be a very specific message. I honestly have no idea what this is about. Maybe you do, but your future self is just saying clearly to me, you need to keep it a secret, but prepare. And I have a feeling this is a positive thing. It's nothing you need to be worried about. They're just like, hey, keep it to yourself, protect it. It's still kind of in its incubation phase. It's a new idea. Just keep it to yourself for right now and prepare, because you're moving into an incredible future. So I hope that these messages resonate with you. It was very specific, and I haven't done a reading like this in a while, so you have to let me know in the comments below if it does resonate, and I will see you next time. Peace out.